Yes, and there we have it. That's a song by Chimano himself. The song is called Fashion, and it is the proper song to get us into this interview that we are getting into right now. We are talking to a beauty queen, and she's come looking amazing, looking beautiful, looking ravishing with her crown on. The crown is really just sparkling. Karibu to Chome Macho. Her name is Joy Kirwa, and Joy Kirwa is Miss Earth Water Kenya. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm well.
You look so pretty.
Thank you. So do you. You look so pretty.
Thank you.
Are you allowed to give someone that crown even for a minute?
Maybe for a second, for a picture, but I'll have it back at the end of the day.
For a picture. So after this, I'm getting it on my head for just a photo. And then we'll be good. All right, for those who are seeing you for the very first time, how would you describe Joy Kirwa?
Joy Kirwa is a model, an environment enthusiast. I'm also a graduate of mass communication with a major in public relations. Yeah, and I'm very passionate about modeling.
You're passionate about modeling.
Yes.
Where did this passion or this love for fashion come from? When did it first begin? Can you remember the first time you ever encountered, you know, modeling or the modeling industry?
Fashion and modeling has always been in me ever since I was young. I remember during those Christmas times going to buy Christmas outfits. My mom used to have a really hard time because I always wanted heels for my Christmas, you know. I always wanted heels, and surprisingly I was the only one in my family who wanted to wear heels, you know. Yeah, she always had to cope with that, and you know, that is where it all began. Yeah, it just began when I was young, and as much as I didn't really get into it immediately, I got into my first pageant when I was in campus. Yeah, but all the way it has always been in me. You have always lived and breathed fashion. I love fashion. The first time I really got inspired was when Lupita Nyong'o got her very first awards for the 12 Years a Slave. Yeah, that's when I saw her gown on the red carpet. I was like, yes, that's who I want to be one day. I love that. I love it. That just from her fashion, how she was looking when going to get that crown, to receive the crown, and she's always looked her best. You know, during the Oscars and all of that. So I'm glad that inspired you to get into the fashion industry. Can you remember the first time you interacted with pageantry? You know, with pageants, not you being part of it, because you mentioned you started when you were in campus, but you just maybe watching Miss Universe, watching Miss Kenya, watching Miss World, or any other pageant. I might not remember the exact pageant I have interacted with, but going back into my younger days, you know, when my dad used to bring newspapers, because, you know, back in time we used to have newspapers as means of the most important way of communicating and interacting with news. Yes. So when he brings the newspapers, I would go straight into the lifestyle and fashion, you know, section. He would be like, no, you need to know what is going on in terms of politics and all. And I'm like, no, I need to inform myself first in terms of, you know, fashion and lifestyle. So I think, you know, there's a section where there's a lot of pictures, red carpets. I'm sure one of the Miss Universe or Miss World was in, you know, one of those pages. That's when I got to interact with those, you know, photos. Because back in time we didn't have TV in my home, so I didn't really watch most of those. I just used to find them in the newspapers. On the newspapers. Yes. I love it. I love that. So how many pageants have you participated in so far? I have participated in 3 pageants so far. Yeah, my very first pageant was Mr. and Miss Climate Kenya, where I got to be the climate change ambassador for Uasin Gishu County. That's my hometown. Yes. My second pageant, actually there are 4. Yes. My second pageant was Mr. and Miss Kasarani. That one, I actually went home with, not with nothing, but, you know, I learned a lot of lessons. Yes. My third pageant was Miss Global Princess Kenya, where I got to be the second runners-up, Miss Global Princess Kenya, where the mother franchise is Miss Global Princess Africa.
Okay.
Yes. And the last one in which I'm wearing the crown is Miss Earth Kenya, where I got to be Miss Earth Water Kenya.
Miss Earth Water
Yes.
Kenya. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You are an environmentalist. You
Yes, I
mentioned
am.
that when you were introducing yourself, and just from what you've told us, you won the first pageant you participated in was the climate what?
Miss Climate Kenya,
Yes,
Mr. and Miss Climate.
Yeah, Miss Climate Kenya.
Yes.
Tell me where your love for the environment came in, or what's the correlation between you and now loving the environment and climate and all of that.
Yeah.
You know, caring about the climate change and all of that.
Yeah. So growing up in a very green, county, Wasingishu is a very green county. Yeah, growing up in a very green county, I have always loved nature. I've always loved the environment. And the moment where I had to change my environment and come to Nairobi in terms of education, my love for the environment even grew much, because I was really not quite disappointed on the way of life people have here in Nairobi, because Nairobi is not greener as Wasingishu is. So that's why I got really touched. I want to do something, to at least protect the planet for the future. Yes.
I love that. I love that about you.
Absolutely.
Now, when most people interact with beauty pageants, all they see is the glitz, the glam of the red carpet. You girls just looking your best on there. When you're getting to the runway, just how you strut on that runway and all of that. Most people, that is what they see. But there's the behind the scenes of that. So maybe if you can tell us a bit about, what it takes before it gets to that point where we're now seeing you girls on the runway.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in the backstage. Yeah, it's not just all about winning and shining and glowing. I'm going to give an example of Miss Earth Kenya, because we were probably over 50 queens at the beginning, but we came down to 4 queens at the end of the day. Yeah, so it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of confidence to be up there. Secondly, after the shortlist, we have the boot camp, where you have to be trained, you have to be monitored on your discipline, you have to be monitored on how you carry yourself, your projects. There's a lot going on. Yeah, it's just like a normal job interview, how it goes. Yeah, I'm sure everyone knows out there how a job interview goes. Yeah.
How was your experience at the Miss Earth?
My experience at Miss Earth was amazing. In comparison to most of the pageants I've gone to, I think this is one of my best pageants I've attended. Yeah, how the national director was carrying out everything, how she treated us, she made sure each and every queen was, felt at home. No one felt left out, She was very welcoming, and I really love that about her, Miss Beverly. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Miss Beverly for that. And, every beauty queen normally has a passion project. So if you can just let us in on your passion project.
Yeah. My project is all about youth empowerment and environmental sustainability. I just want to be the voice of the people. I just want to, empower the young generation at the moment, to grow up knowing that we need to protect the planet. We need to be sustainable enough for our future generations. Because if we do not care about the environment right now, we will also be living in the same environment in the future, and if we do not care about the environment at the moment, our children will also really suffer in terms of the air they breathe, the clothes they wear, health issues. So that's what I'm here for. Yeah.
How do you go about now doing that advocacy?
Yeah, I take part in a lot of events that support environmental sustainability. I also talk to young children, between the age of 15 to 30 in on the same issues. You know, I want to let them know that we need to take action as soon as now. Yeah, I just, whenever I get the chance to talk about it, I talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to take you back to the day of the crowning of Miss Earth Kenya.
Absolutely.
When did it take place? Sometime this year?
Yeah, in July.
In July?
Yes.
Okay. Just a month ago. Okay,
Yeah,
2
yeah.
months now. In July. When you got into the competition, because
Yes.
it's a competition.
It is a competition.
When you got into it, did you automatically know that I'm going to win? Like when you get into it, into these pageants, can you just tell from the first time you get to interact with the rest of the girls, can you just tell, hapa sioni mtu mwenye ananiona?
Okay, maybe there are some who feel like that, but
Yeah.
for me it was completely different. I was so scared because the first time I got into the competition, you know, the queens over there were amazing. Because imagine from 60 models to 8 models.
Yeah.
The amount of, you know, how should I put this? You know, all the queens were, you know, at par. They were all at the top.
Yeah.
We were all competing on one, you know. It was hard. It was tough. I didn't see myself at the top until the crowning moment, and I was actually the first one to be announced, and it was really surprising, and I really thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when that moment came, you know, just let me into your emotions, just how that was, because you're saying for you were just ready for anything, because you felt like every lady deserved that crown. You know? Every lady in that particular pageant deserved the crown. So So when they called out your name, what emotions?
I was trying to replay, you know, the judge's voice, and I'm like, is it really me? Is it really me? Then I had to like walk in front. Yeah, it was a really, you know, amazing moment. Everything just came back in time, and I just remembered how much I was trembling back in stage, remembering how maybe I tripped on the runway, remembering maybe
did you trip?
I didn't really trip, but
Okay.
you know, there's some mistake that just give you anxiety, and you're like, oh no, I didn't do this. I didn't maybe turn the way I was supposed to. I didn't walk the way I was supposed to. I didn't go to the end of the runway. Yeah, just those kinds of things. Maybe I personally noticed them, but maybe the crowd didn't notice. Maybe even the judges didn't notice. Yeah. Maybe they saw the best part of me, but I was busy.
We are sometimes so hard on ourselves.
Absolutely.
I get you on that 100%.
I was busy picking the worst parts of what I did. Neglecting, you know, the best parts of, you know, my journey. Yes. Yeah, but it was amazing.
Yeah. For a young girl who's watching right now and they just are fascinated by that crown on your head, you know, because I know, because when you're younger and you see such things, they just fascinate you. You feel happy about it. And if the young girl who's watching is in line with the modeling industry, would love to get into pageantry and, you know, walk the runway and all of that, what would you say it takes for one to become a good or an exceptional model?
One thing is that you want to be true to yourself. No matter how young you are, you want to be true to yourself. You want to be authentic. Find the right path, find what you want exactly, and then just walk the path. Find a mentor. One thing you need to have is a mentor. Find a mentor who can walk you through, you know, your journey. Finding the right mentor is very important in someone's journey. But all I have to say is, you need to know what you want and walk the path. It never goes wrong. It'll never go wrong.
Yeah, and just stay on course.
Yeah, and stay on course.
Stay on course. And
yeah, be confident. Discipline is the most important thing. Yes.
I love that you brought about the discipline part and the confidence part.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine for a model, for you to become a model, even the fact that you are there, like walking the runway while everyone else is just looking at you.
Yeah.
Like you truly need that confidence. Like
Absolutely.
it has to come with a job. It has to come with a job, because I can only imagine sometimes what goes through your mind while you're walking that runway. Maybe you're thinking about, oh, what if I trip? What if this
Yeah.
dress, you know, gets to get a malfunction, or everything surrounding that. So I bet confidence is really something that should be top of the list.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about, as much as confidence is important, it's all about what you tell yourself. Yeah. What you tell yourself portrays in the outside. Yeah. So telling yourself that it's okay to fail, it's okay to trip on that runway, it's okay to you know, to not do the right thing, it's always okay. Yeah, but all you have to do at the end of the day is focus on what was positive on the journey. Yes.
What does discipline look like in this field? You know, does it mean you watch what you eat? Because I mean, you look so lean, you look nice.
Yeah.
So what does that discipline, you know, look like?
Yeah. A discipline is all about just taking care of yourself. Yani, beware of how you behave yourself in front of people, you know, how you carry yourself. Discipline is not about watching what you eat, because, you know, the industry, we are not biased about, you know, weight and all that. The modeling industry, especially in Kenya, is very welcoming to, you know, all types of people. Yes. So discipline is all about just being aware of yourself in, you know, public places, even in private places, being aware of what you do, because what you do in private always portrays in public. Yes.
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
As we almost come to a conclusion of our interview, you know, when we have the pageants happening, there's usually different, do we call them categories, different, I don't know the proper word to use, but when they happen, we have the dinner where we have the culture, where we have, you know, all these categories that you have, but then there's the Q&A session. That's the word, the sessions. So when you come to the Q&A sessions, I'm sure that is where it's a bit tricky, but that is also where we get to know the person, you know, aside from just us seeing them walking and, you know, looking all beautiful and all. Now you get to listen to the person, you get to understand them a bit more. How was the Q&A session like for you?
Yeah, it's always something. Because the tension, oh wow, the anxiety that comes with it, because they have to like bring the questions in a ball and you have to pick one and then read it out. It comes with a lot of anxiety, but it's all about you, you know. Knowing if you began the course knowing what you want, it's not going to be difficult. If you know what you want, you know what you're working for, you know your goal, it's never going to be difficult. Everything will just come out flawless.
Are you ever prepared on the questions that might be asked, or it's just unatokea tu wewe swali yenye unaulizwa?
Yes, it's always very random, but you always have to be prepared. Like maybe before the runway, you have to like go through maybe questions that have been asked to various queens, you know, during previous pageants. You also ask, you know, I know people do this thanks to, you know, ChatGPT, makes everything easier. You just go there and ask, you know, possible questions to be asked in a pageant, and, you know, it gives you a variety of answers and questions which is very easy to navigate through. So these questions really help you to be prepared on your question and answer section. Yes.
All right, so what are you planning, or what are you intending to do with your crown now, henceforth? You have a whole year of being the queen.
Yeah, probably maybe 10 months left. But I'm planning on working on my project now. Let's get into empowering the youth. At the moment, I'm planning on empowering the youth into working towards a sustainable future. So my journey with the crown will all be about my crown. Yes.
All right. Thank you so very much for
Thank you as well.
coming on to our show today, and congratulations on being, you know, crowned the queen that is Miss Water Kenya 2025. All the best in all the projects that you're going to be undertaking. Maybe if you've got your final remarks, you can use that camera and give us your final remarks.
Absolutely. All right. My final remarks will be to anyone who is looking to pursue a career in modeling, just go for it. Be confident, be disciplined enough to achieve your goals, and let's work towards a sustainable future.
There you have it from the queen herself. That is Miss Joy Kirwa, Miss Earth Water Kenya 2025. This is where we end this conversation. Don't go too far. My DJ is ready with his music, and we'll have one more interview with Steve-O Simple Boy. Don't go too far.